going on, everyone? I'm going to do a weekly review. As you know, the dollar came into support, bounced pretty hard, came across the 813 into resistance, went sideways for a while and popped. I got a downward trend line that it's coming into resistance soon. We're still riding that head and shoulders top. Let's see what happens when we get into resistance. If we make higher highs, then that whole pattern is going to break and fail. And we'll see what happens here shortly. Should happen next week. So on a weekly close for the dollar, nice bounce off of previous highs, closing above previous highs, closing into resistance. Looks like the 13 is the mark. So it looks pretty bullish. Nice 2-bar pattern here. Continuation here. And it looks like a continuation on its way up as it's closing near its highs. Use previous highs over here as your support. But we do have a descending triangle still, flat bottom. Let's see if it'll go higher. It's got support. S&P. Weekly close. Got lower highs. I'm going to spike low into support here. Another descending triangle. Looks like we closed below the 8 this week on S&P. On the weekly chart as well, the lower highs came into support, bounced into resistance, got rejected. So I'm thinking this is coming down slowly but surely. I've got support down here. Watch out below. I've got previous highs down here. That's support. Got last lines of support here, right? It's closing at support, kind of an indecision. Spinning top on the close for the weekly chart. Watch for prices to break. Looks like we came through the 8, down into the 13, back into the 8 for resistance. Looks like it's getting rejected, allowing it to fall over. See what happens. Weekly close, spinning top. Indecision. Looks like that NASDAQ made a higher high, but closed back in the previous candle. It's riding support on a thread. This is a 2-bar pattern, bullish pattern, but it's not confirmed yet. Price closed below previous highs. VIX, looks like VIX is holding. It's a nice bullish pattern at the bottom there. Came across once, came into support. We got the 8 crossing over on the weekly chart. Let's see if we can get this thing's booming as the indices come down. Crude is coming alive. Coming across previous highs. Came into previous support lines. Whipsawed right back across over resistance. Previous highs was resistance and support. Now we have support again. Take out this top pattern. Looks a little bullish, but right now getting rejected on the top side there. Let's get above previous highs. Stay above previous highs. Keep climbing up. Looks like the weekly close was strong. Nice whip right across support. Broke down. Now it's coming back through. So far rejected. You can say that maybe we closed below the 8, but we're closing into resistance. Let's see what happens next week. Maybe it'll need a consolidation, gather its legs, try again. Coming back into support. So maybe got rejected here. Maybe next week it'll come back into support. Maybe try again. Coal. Reverse head and shoulders on the bottom there. Kind of crude looking, but still works. left head, little rounded bottom there, popping into resistance. Is that the bearish retracement on a weekly chart? Or are we going to bust on through? It looks like a bearish retracement now, but let's see if we can get a continuation above resistance into previous lows, backwards, up above previous highs. Got a nice run, went sideways, tried to break, got rejected. Came across the 34. Let's see if this is the gathered our legs situation, whipping right back across, or is that the bearish retracement as the cross comes back into resistance? Let's get back above previous highs. It's got a lot of work to do. It's got resistance closing at resistance. So far being rejected by the 34 on the close. Looking for a measured move there. I left that little bar there. Looking for a measured move. It's getting close to breaking previous breaks. Nice cup and handle on that left. Right over support. Came back into support. Nice hammer. Nice U. Building, building, building. Watch that previous side break. Going for a measured move. Hasn't happened yet. Oh, looks like the 10 years coming off of that double top, breaking, holding its own on a tether. We got a cross. Still looks bearish to me. But I don't know if that's a reversal bar yet. We'll see the continuation. Or is that the bearish retracement as it retraced back into resistance? We'll have to see. That's a whipsaw definitely on the close. We'll see if momentum carries off that reversal bar. It's not a perfect reversal bar, but it did come all the way through and close all the way up. Would have been perfect if there was no wick and if it would have closed right where it opened, which is pretty close. So you can call it a doji if you want. Long-legged doji. Looks like momentum died. I don't know if that is going to hold. Trade outside that pattern. Nikkei. There she blows. Watch out for support coming in. Looks like a continuation. Watch for the bearish retracements back into resistance, allowing it to fall over. Still bearish. It's got to hit support before I change my mind. Looks like we bounced off of support for the for steel, coming back into resistance now. So once the breakdown happens, we've got a lot of resistance on the way up. Through time, the 8 has crossed over the 13, so it looks like a longer term bearish. So maybe that's the bearish retracement back into resistance coming in. Look for rejection at 37 as this momentum will carry in, make a posing point, maybe try again. But definitely a 2-bar pattern up here working. Bearish flag there, working rejection into support. Look for previous high breaks into resistance. Watch that resistance being rejected or carry on through. Volume could help. Gold. Looks like we came back into the previous range. We busted over the 34, came back into support, almost had a previous high break. Almost. Came back in on the close. Looks like they painted the tape. The winds of war are in. I imagine that, I think we have a long weekend too. I can't confirm that yet because I didn't check. I didn't check the calendar, but watch for previous high breaks on Sunday night through Monday. See what happens. Looks like Monday's the close. That's what I heard. Silver's having some trouble as well. We had a flat top break. It's coming back into support. So we have a cup and handle now off of that flat top break at let's just call it 1850. We need to get above 1850. So we're not in the green yet, getting very close. Watch those resistance lines break on the upside. Copper, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, getting real tight in there. Let's see if copper will run with us this time. Looks like momentum's dying as it's crossing over, but anything could happen. Look for previous low breaks, of course, let it come back into support. Look for previous high breaks, and let's see a launch of this pennant. It's kind of just a little off the wall pennant. Actually, we can call this an upward channel then. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, see what happens. We're above the 34, that's good. Let's keep momentum. If it has to come into support, gather its legs, that would be healthy, but let's get this copper to run with gold and silver. I don't see why not. GDX, still trying to break over that longward trend. Still trying to get up there. It's building, building, building. See how tight that squeeze is. Price has to make a decision, probably next week. Still getting tight in there. Came into support, higher low, making a lower high. Now we got a pattern. It's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. These are weekly charts. Could take forever. Could take a day. GDX got resistance above, support up below. It's in a pinch. Nuggets. Let's do some nugget. Come on, nugget. It's a nice little pattern on the downside. Price is coming into a pinch. One more time. We've got an outside day. Almost broke above, came into support. Above that 8. First, came in, busted across, came into support. So we got 8 support. Look for previous lows as resistance on the way up. J-Nug. J-Nug, just a slug. Just a slug. Tried to break, just kept coming back in. It's building, building, building. Watch for the previous low breaks as anything could happen. I'm still bullish on it. We got previous lows. And so I got resistance on the way up at about 950. Came into support. Boom, boom, boom. It's just a slug. We got the reverse split coming at the end of April, maybe beginning of May. I'm not sure when. It's not confirmed. I didn't see any news on it, but everyone's saying it's either the end of April or beginning of May. So it's going to be a reverse split, which means dilution. They're going to increase the open interest on this bad boy, which I don't understand why they would do that. Maybe they need some cash. Just another reason to hold it down, I guess. Still bullish on it, just need to get above resistance. It's just a slug down here. It's riding support. Bitcoin got rejected at 12, it's coming back in. No, wait a minute. Oh yeah, got rejected at 12, coming back into 1260, which is previous highs. So let it come back into support, gather its legs. Looks like 12's the break on the next run. It's building, building, building. It's above previous highs. It's above previous breakout, 1160. And still trading those altcoins. I recommend everyone coming over. I have my channel at cryptocurrency prices, YouTube channel. I just did a full review of all the altcoins this morning. Let's look at CLF. Just looking for a bottom on this. Looks like we closed a falling star here, so watch out as this might come back into support. Watch previous low breaks. We had a nice, just the same as steel. Watch for prices to come into resistance. So far, we broke previous highs, came back into support. We need to get above previous highs. Not a good close. I was looking for a better close than that. So it could be the start, a 3-bar pattern here. Build, 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 get across resistance. I'm just going to take a look at URRE. Looks like war is on the horizon. Some stupid shit going on. Looks like Trump was set up. Looks like NATO's can control the war. The war doesn't look good for every one of us. No one wins in war. Only the bankers, because they fund both sides. Kind of tired of this shit. Kind of a reckless airstrike on Syria. No investigation, just straight up some bullshit. Very upset about it. Trying to get our country back, and the NATO warmongers, the Zionists, and the neocons look like they got control back. Funny how all the media just became Trump's friend over the past 24 hours. Just unbelievable. Just the brainwashing going on. I don't know what to think. But uranium usually runs during wars, so watch those Defense Department. I understand that Raytheon took a nice hike. Watch for these to come into support. Watch for your uraniums to take a hike. Another leg up. There's another leg up right there. UEC, that looks like a bullish move off support. Came into support, got rejected, came into support, it's riding. Look for previous high breaks into previous range. Ultimately, I think we want to get above 178 previous highs. So watch resistance on the way up into 180. Gather its legs, try again over that long-term trend line. So watch uranium, watch those Defense Department stocks if you want to catch a wartime run. Looks like URA came across 34, came into support. Watch this one to turn too. And just for one more, where's AG? Yeah, let's make sure we watch AG. AG was a big runner last time. So let's make sure we get AG running with gold and silver. AG is important because it came. It didn't take 2 legs down or 3 legs down like all the mining stocks did. This one did a crossover and consolidate over the 34. So watch a bullish move over the 34 on AG. It's healthy. Got higher lows. It's breaking into previous lows. Let's get support from previous highs on the way up. I got resistance at 1030, resistance at 11. We needed to start building AG. And I'm going to cut it short there. So thanks for watching. Be careful out there. It looks like we're going to be cannon fodder for Israel here coming up. It's a sad, sad story for our country. Don't follow the Constitution. It's forbidden in this land. Take an eye on that gold. I think we have a day break on Monday, so watch gold and silver to run when no one's watching. I'll see you guys.